watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Hey, good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz right here on TV8, and we're live. If you want to get into the conversation with myself and my guest tonight, you can dial 632-TALK. That's 632-2855 to have a live chat with myself and my guest. My guest this evening is none other than former Senator, now Captain of the Guam Police Department, Mark Chaffers. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Buenas, malakata.
I'm good.
Hey, again, you're with the Guam Police Department. We've talked numerous times on The Buzz, on radio. A lot of things going on with GPD, fines to fee schedules, to a lot of challenges. Let's get to, again, the first things that have been making the news. And people were calling about that, and we'll be remiss if we didn't talk about that and get out to the public. The challenges that the Guam Police Department have been facing. There was a quote on the one of the publications, I think it was last week, that one of the heads of police department said that the arrest rate on the Guam Police Department is almost as fast as the arrest on people violating the law outside of the men and women wearing the badge.
Okay.
You have most recently you have Officer Anciano, I think Sergeant, right? Yeah. You have also Officer Guerrero, I think it is,
yes.
Guerrero, for I think falsification of document, some kind of an assault. Now. You know, the men and women that I've come in contact with, believe me, I've been pulled over before. You know, I've done my share of speeding, right? I've been pulled over. But the men and women that I've come in contact with have been utmost. I mean, they perform their duties, you know, to the T, to the book. A lot of good men and women in the police department. There are a few that are challenged. There are a few that are greatly challenged. There are a few that, man, it's just beyond the challenge anymore, right? Again, these are allegations, but how can the community feel good about its men and women in the force out there supposedly protecting us, but in the same rate, when we read the newspaper, open up the newspaper, another officer or two, again, being arrested, an officer supposedly under testimony, again, maybe after hours in a massage parlor having sex, admitting to that, an officer, again, maybe off duties for getting a gun at a known, you know, cohabitation hotel. I mean, these are the things that we read about. Okay. And how can the public? I know Chief, one of my first guests on when we started our TV show, Chief Fred Berdalio, is very adamant on keeping accountability on its men and women, and I know that he's pursuing that wholeheartedly. Can you give us an insight on what is happening with these allegations and what is happening to assure, again, the confidence, give the confidence to the general public that our men and women, yes, there are a few apples, but you know the whole bunch are not spoiled.
Well, you know, that's a good comment, and I like to also say that you have to also look at it in another perspective, and that perspective is that these allegations were brought before the men and women of the Guam Police Department. We held them to the same standard of the burden of proof as far as to effectuate an arrest, and we consulted the Office of the Attorney General. And we executed the arrest just like we would execute an arrest with any other citizen out there. This goes to show that the leadership of Fred Berdalio is not to interfere in the operations of the department, but to support the police department. We have consulted the Office of the Attorney General before these arrests were made, and we executed the arrest. Others might say we didn't do anything, and these allegations are coming in. what is the police department going to do about it? And I think this is a sign that if an allegation is brought against a person in blue, and that these allegations would be reviewed, and there would not be any special accommodations made to anybody simply because they wear the uniform. And I think that's a form of confidence to the people of Guam, in that it does not matter if the allegation is against a police officer, but if the allegation is made and it is sustained, and we've got confirmation from the Attorney General that to execute the arrest, we do execute it, even if it's one of us.
So basically what you're saying then is that you don't just execute an arrest without the consultation of the Attorney General, that basically after the arrest, they would be the ones prosecuting the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we work very closely with the Office of the Attorney General, and in many cases, we consult the Attorney General. We don't consult them in every case because we have thousands of cases every year. But definitely when it involves a police officer, or definitely when it involves a crime that is a hideous crime, we definitely bring them into the loop with our investigations.
Now, you are the division chief, of course, of administration.
Yes.
Okay, so all admin stuff, you are the man, you're the head of administration. One of the things that Chief Fred Bardalio has said on my first interview with him was the fact that the officers, the men and women in blue, had needed training, constant training for the challenges that face the department. Is he implementing these again, training in regards to law and violations and things like that? Is that being implemented at this point?
Well, the chief is also taking it a step further, and one of the things that we're looking at is accreditation to national standards,
okay.
And that's the KUAM accreditation. And so I had just returned with Lieutenant Wade from a workshop in regards to this particular area. And so what we're going to be doing between now, once we go into this process, is hopefully within the next 2 years, the training cycle of the Guam Police Department will meet national standards. In other words, whatever is being trained in the Guam Police Department is exactly to the standards of what's been done in the United States.
We're going to take a quick break. More with Captain Chaffers, the Division Chief of Administration. We'll be right back.